How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to look at a new gene that I've never worked with before, but I am equally excited about this project. So the pairing for this was a Mojave Eni Super Orbit to an Ultramal. Very simple. I wanted to get some orbit combos out which were het for something that I'm passionate about, which is Ultramal, but I also wanted to show off some of the orbit itself in its single form. So without further ado, let's check out some of these combos. So what we have in front of us here is just a single gene orbit. The orbit is, I thought, was kind of a granite-like gene. However, I'm seeing it's not really granite-esque, if you know what I mean. It does have somewhat of a granite appeal to it, but it is also different. It is definitely a pattern mutation. And I'm really pleased to be hatching some of this unique new orbit stuff. Again, the orbit was founded in Europe. I think it was back in 2015, 2013, something like that. There is a super version, like I say, and it proves out all okay. So that there is your base orbit. Nothing crazy, very unique, quite dark animal, if I'm being brutally honest with you. And again, it has a super which is not like anything that's currently out there. So that is just your base orbit. So the next one I'm going to show you is it's an Eni Orbit, and look what the orbit has done to the Eni. It has completely dominated the Eni. It's kind of narrowed the eye stripe, as you can see. It's sort of taken over the colour. Again, like I said, Orbit is quite a dark gene, and it really controls the Eni, as you can see down here. It's really keeping the Eni, it's giving the Eni a completely different look, in my opinion. You know, it's very different, which is what I love. I think Eni is a great gene, but sometimes it can be too powerful, it's too much. But certainly when looking at the Orbit Eni combo, you can clearly see you've got some super peach coloration coming up from the Eni, but the orbit overall is completely controlling the animal. Let's have a look at another combo. So this one looks a hell of a lot different. So what we have here is actually a Mojave Orbit. And look what the Mojave and the Orbit have done. They've actually really complemented each other and really completely changed the look of the Orbit. And not only the Orbit, but also the Mojave. And you can clearly see this is different to the Eni Orbit, because exactly, you know, it's the Mojave is sort of fighting back with the Orbit and trying to fight for control. So you've got a great expression of two genes showing itself in its true form. So again, I really like the way this looks. Mojave Orbit, het Ultramal, again, fantastic looking animal. But let's have a look what happens when we add Eni to this combo. So I'm going to keep the Mojave Orbit out so you can see it, but adding Eni brings in a different colour palette, and again, you can't really see, and hopefully the camera's doing this justice, but again, if you look, the colour palette is different. Also, the Eni has broken up the Mojave backstripe. The Orbit is again fighting the Mojave like it does here, but ultimately you've got this weird coloration in this animal, which is just sort of reds and peaches which are coming through. I suspect at around about 300 grams, both of these will look completely different. And it will be very obvious to see that that is an Eni Mojave Orbit versus a Mojave Orbit. Again, Mojave is trying to bring in this stripe. And again, you've got a bit of that there, but Eni is breaking up that stripe down the dorsal. The beautiful reds is what I love in this project. And again, the reduced pattern and the way it's controlling Mojave, the way it's controlling the Eni in this combo, I think we can do a lot of interesting stuff with this, including Monsoon, Hypo, obviously Ultramal, Monarch, Clown, you name it, I think we can make some very interesting stuff. And what I love about this project and some of the stuff I'm going to bring to you this year is it's going to be different. I think there's a lot of standard stuff out there and we're kind of a little bit tired of seeing the same old thing. I think it's nice to bring something else to our viewing pleasure. But for now, guys, what do you think of the Orbit gene? Which way would you take it? What gene would you add? Leave a comment in the comment box below. Let me know. I'm going to put these ones away because they're trying to go everywhere. But again, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. But for now, guys, I hope you're all well. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one.